Hello everybody, I hope you are all doing very well. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy January the 1st. How was your Christmas? Good, I hope. So for the next month, I have decided to take part in Junk Journal January. This is a challenge hosted by Meg at Meg Journals. This is a month-long challenge where we have a prompt today to help us in our junk journaling. I've never taken part before, but I thought this year was the year, so I am going to have a go. And just before we start, this seems to be a running commentary in my videos for the last month. Please excuse my breathing, my voice, my throat. I have been ill for so long now, and I'm finding it really hard to speak. I'm very congested. So again, I just wanted to put that out there. Apologies to people who have been watching me and have heard the same old thing every single video, but just to make you aware. So let's get started. So the journal I'm using for this challenge is this one here. Now, I haven't made this specially for Junk Journal January. I made this about 2 years ago for no other reason other than wanting to. I just sat down at my desk one day with some scrap paper and some tags and just made a really quick, simple journal. I love it. I love how it came out. And I think for this particular challenge, it's a good one for me to use. It's on the smaller side, which will encourage me to work smaller, not get bogged down in too much detail or trying to complete tasks that are too large to complete in the time available to me. So I will show you very quickly what this journal is. The front cover just has a tag, and I have really easily put this journal together just by using paper tabs. So I have piece of paper folded in half, glued together. That's all I've done for this journal, to put it together. It came together really easily. This is from my Romantics collection kit. It's a tag from there. I've got a little belly band here with a floral sticker hand stitched around there. Some scrap paper just stuck on. This is just like a little collage page, and I've made a pocket in there. Little tuck spot made with some vellum. Another little tag I've already got prepared. This was just some scrap collage paper that I had made from some texture paste and some stenciling, so I used that. Some canvas tags that I had, a little bit of collage in. I think this flower in here is one that my little boy picked for me. We have a pocket here. This paper again is from my Romantics collection. Another tag there that I'd made. And a dried leaf in a little pouch there. Some plain paper, Project Life card, little mini postcard, and some more scrap paper. So it was so easy to come together, one of the quickest journals I've ever made. On the spine, I used some washi tape. Now, it's the type of washi tape that has a backing to it, so it's that little bit stickier and that little bit thicker. And also it's quite a nice width, so it wrapped around really nicely as well. So that's literally all I've done. I've got a couple of tags already done, ready to go. This is just some scrap paper that I stuck together. Just need to do a bit of a repair on there. This one I really like. Got some more stitching in there. I like to add bits of detail like stitching. And yeah, so we are good to go. So I think the first thing I need to do is put a title on here. I have various letter stamps in different sizes. That's quite a nice one actually, with the circles. And I've got these ones as well. And I always keep cut-offs of my papers. So I think what I might do is get some nice paper, stamp onto there so I can see what style of stamp I prefer. And then I can cut that out and get that stuck onto the front for our front cover. So these little ones here I love. Look how cute and dainty that is. I don't think I recorded doing that, unfortunately, but you know, it was just stamping. So I'm going to see which one I think will look best, and I'm thinking of this really small one here. So I'm just going to cut these out. This is definitely too big, I am thinking. I think these are going to be much better. I can just pop them here. I wonder if I can keep junk and journal on the same line. I'm going to try and get this straight, so I am going to use a ruler and a craft knife. And I think I will separate these. And then I want a 2024. So let me see what I have. I have this set. This is a new one from the Heidi Swap Stamp Society, and I'm looking at these numbers here. So I think I'm going to be happy with this. Now, from the looks of it, I think I've gone around here with a small bit of vintage photo. So I will probably do the same on these. I will get these stuck down. So I think a little bit of Pritt stick will work for this. Okay, and I'm wondering if I want something to go on here. I have these that I can colour up, and I'm sure I could put a little bit of like a text stamp. There's a very, on this one here, there's some little black text, just adding some interest. I'm wondering if I used one of these, inked it up and put some black text over the top, I could get a similar thing. So let's go back in with the distress photo, the vintage photo, and let's do this one. It's already got a bit of colour on. Thinking I could do a bit of the antique linen just to get the yellow coming through. I think that might be a bit better. I'm going to find a little stamp. So I have this one here. This is from another Heidi Swap Stamp Society. This is August 2023. And that's just the perfect size. Pop that down on there. And I think I've made quite a good match there. This one was already on. It's just part of the tag. So I think that's a pretty good match. So I think that's my front cover done. And now we'll have a look at the first prompt. I have printed my prompt list to fit onto this page here. Ideally, I would have wanted it at the front, but when I sized it up, it was too small. I couldn't read it. But it does fit nicely on this Project Life card. So that's going to go in there. Now, for this challenge, I'm going to do my best to just work small. I've got a bits and bobs box, I've got a scrap paper box, and then I have another box of random ephemera and things to decorate, which is years old. I'm going to try and pull from these things so that I can keep this project small and manageable. So that's going to go on there. I do feel like I want something maybe collaged behind, or some washi tape, or some labels, just to break up this from the background. So I'm going to have a look through and see what I have. I've just found this. I've no idea what I was planning on doing with it, but I think that might be worth keeping. Might be able to do something with that. Brown tissue paper, one of my staples. Absolutely love to use tissue paper. Gives us contrast without taking away from any detail. I would say brown paper and what's it called? Pattern paper. My two staples. This is also a really nice type of paper. It's calligraphy paper. It's very textured without being too thick, so it doesn't add a lot of bulk. And I think I'm just going to lay it something like that and then pop some washi tape on the top. I dug out some washes that I thought would look nice. This is the washi that I've used for the spine here. So you can see it's got one of those backings on that you peel off, and it's quite a nice wide size. That's worked really well. As I say, I've had this journal, well, I made this journal a couple of years ago now, and it's still going strong. I've also found some stamps and some little extras that I'm going to try somehow to stick onto here. Got some really nice green washes, some browns. This blue I'm going to try and pop maybe at the top. It's an almost perfect match for here. And I also have this 49 and Market. These are one of my all-time favourite things. They are gorgeous. These are stamps and tickets, so I may do something with those. So I'm just going to have a bit of a faff. Just before I go, look how gorgeous these are. Look at that. They are so pretty. I love those. Not for this page, but this one, maybe. Right, let's get cracking.
Close your eyes. Get some rest. I'm by your side. Lay your head on my chest. I know you've had a really bad day. But I'm right here, it's gonna be okay. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies fade to gray, we're gonna be okay. Calm your soul. Hold my hand. Don't let go. I understand. I know it hurts. It wasn't fair.
So I always have a box of pre-stamped labels, mostly plain. They never fail me. Whenever I'm not sure on a gap that I've got and I don't know how to fill it, these labels always work a treat. Now, I'm tied because I really want it to go there. I feel like it looks nice there. But on here is the name of the other collaborator. and I don't feel like I should cover it up. So I'm going to have a look through and see if I've got anything that I could use that's not going to affect this. So maybe something a bit bigger. This I quite like because it goes with the colours here. So that might be an option, although I don't really want to cover that up because I really, really like it. But then if I put something here, I'm covering up the blue washi tape that I put down. I mean, I could put that there and then write somewhere who it's in collaboration with. And I also do have a much smaller prompt list that I could put somewhere that would have the name. I'm really liking that there. I think I'm just going to leave it there for the moment. I'm going to put some stamping on, I think, and then I'll make my final choice. I do still like that as well. But I think I might want to keep it a little bit cleaner looking. I've decided I'm thinking far too much about this, so I'm just going to pop that down. So the other collaborator is Get Messy Art. I don't think she has a YouTube channel, but I do think she has a blog. You will be able to find the link for it, I'm sure, on Meg Journals. I'm sure she will link it. And pop this down. I do feel that looks better. We're balanced out now with the labels. So this is how this page is looking. And our first prompt is resolution. Now, the way I'm planning on doing this is by using the prompts to do my junk journal, but not treating them as a day. So that's not the first, that's not the second, that's not the third. I'm going to be picking and choosing, and the reason is because there's a lot of prompts on here that I feel make sense to go together. So for example, resolutions. For me, I feel like I can make one, but I'm going to need a tuck spot to put it in. And I'm also probably going to want some kind of quote to kind of start the year off. And also looking at this, I can also probably tick off lots of these things already, because just in the nature of what's, the journal I've already made, I've actually already covered a lot of these bases. So these are going to be, for me, just my take on it, are going to be prompts rather than individual days. So we are going to do prompt 1, which is resolutions, and prompt 4, tuck spot, to put it in. This is a tag that was already done, I showed you earlier. I'm just going to repair this, pop it back down. And from my bits and bobs box, I have picked this. This is some handmade paper that I've had a long, long time. This was already pre-made in that box. I'm going to use that as a tuck spot. It's also textured, which I think is on the prompts list as well. That's going to go there. I'm going to pop it on this side because I didn't realise it wasn't planned. Obviously, it was already made, but we've got that same colour blue as we have in the prompt list. So I don't really want to cover that up. So that's going to go there. And that will make a little tuck spot for my tag. And on the back of my tag here is where I'm going to write my resolutions. So I'm going to pop glue just down kind of these edges here. Yeah, this one and this one. I'm going to push that over as far as I can. I'm going to pop a block on it because it's quite, with it being textured material, I just want to make sure that sticks. And on the front of here, what I was thinking of doing is using some large number stamps, put in 2024, and then on the back, the resolutions can go there. So I've got this mini pocket set. I've just purchased this in the sale from Craft Stash. They've got a brilliant 30%, I think it's 30% sale on all their Christmas stuff. They're mini pockets, but they do have numbers. And I'm wondering if I could die cut them out and pop them onto here. So I'm thinking they will go here like this. So 2020, oops, 4 in this corner. So I'm going to pop, I'll have to do these, and then I'll have to put number 2 through again. Pop them on there. Some low tack tape. I'm going to run these through and then I will be back with you. So here are my numbers. So I'll have 20, 24. I think they fit just perfectly onto there. So I will get those stuck down. The numbers are drying, so I am next going to do quotes. I'm going to use this little area here. I just want to share a couple of quotes with you, which I love. A couple of my favourite quotes. This is one of my long time favourite quotes ever. I found it on a postcard years and years ago. Time you enjoy wasting is not wasted. I love it. I live by this. And I agree with it 100%, because if you need to sit and do nothing for 6 hours to feel better, to gain strength, to get your thoughts in order, do it. You know, it's not wasted. If you want to spend 2 hours staring out to sea, which I quite often do, I live near the sea, and I enjoy that time, it's not wasted. So, I mean, time you enjoy wasting, I mean, to me, you're not wasting it anyway, but it's exactly what it says there. So you do what you need to do. Love it. Absolutely love that one. It's not going in here, but I wanted to share it with you. Another quote I love. I've only just recently found this one. It's a little print. You can never get a cup of tea large enough or a book long enough to suit me, by C.S. Lewis. But in my little journal, I have found, again, Heidi Swap Stamp Society. This is July 2023. I've found these 2 little stamps here. Never lost, always exploring. So for me, that is going to be more of a metaphorical quote. So it doesn't mean I can't find my way from A to B, or that I am going to go up climbing up a mountain. To me, this quote kind of represents that it doesn't matter if you don't know where you're going in life. You're never actually lost. You're just exploring your way through life. And you're trying to find your way. And that's okay. So I'm going to use that because it's so small. It's so dainty. 2 very short lines, but it holds, in my opinion, a lot of meaning. So I'm going to stamp that down. While I have the stamps out, I'm just going to add a little bit of stamping to my journal page. I'm going to use this one here because it reminds me a little bit of sewing. So our numbers are all stuck on, and I can pop that now into there. I'm going to do my goals because I don't actually call them resolutions, but I'm going to do those in private. Here is my quote. And here is my tuck spots. So let's just go back to our list. I'm just going to have a look now. I'm going to give a little tick to the ones that I have already done, because as I was saying, I do feel like a lot of these relate to my journal already, so it will just be interesting to see where the gaps are. So I've done my goals, got a quote, I've got a tuck spot. I've just made one, but I've got one anyway. I've already got stitching, because there should be a belly band somewhere. Yeah, there's a belly band there with some stitching, and there's the stitching on this tag. Neutral, I've got foliage. Oh, actually, I have, where did that go? Did I not have something with a flower? Yes, I've got a daisy, and I also have a leaf. So that layered. Well, this is layered. Got some layered tags here. I've got some layering on this tag. I would say we've started with the layering. Eclectic, torn edges, definitely. I have my homemade paper here, that's all torn. Garden, I do think I have flowers and things, but I'm going to leave that for the moment. Pattern, I've got a pattern here. I've got patterned paper, but I haven't got a pattern. I've got stenciling. So yes, I've got pattern, but I've not got I haven't got like a pattern that I've consciously made, so I'll leave that one. Opposites, no flow, whimsical borders. Interactive, I've got some interactive elements, but I'll leave that for now. Nature, I can tick. Peeking out, well, I suppose I have a book. I suppose I have a few tucks. I'll leave that one for now. Bookshelf, texture, I can tick that. Fabric, I have got some fabric here. I've used fabric. I've got my stitching, but I haven't done anything with fabric, so I'll leave that. Lyrics, grungy, kind of getting there. Travel, I've used that a little bit, haven't I? My quote and reflect. I've done a little bit of reflecting today, but I think it might be nice to do an end of January reflect on the project. So this is my day one of Junk Journal January. As I said, mine's probably going to be quite an eclectic mix of all sorts, and I won't be following day 1, day 2, day 3. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with Winter Wednesdays as I'm doing this. Just depends on my schedule, how much I can get done, and whether I'm managing to kind of switch between projects. But thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know if you are taking part in Junk Journal January this year. Don't forget, you can always use the hashtag to find anybody else who is taking part in the challenge. And I look forward to seeing you in the next Junk Journal January video. Take really good care of yourselves, and I will see you then. Bye.